crafty friends, it's Joy here. Welcome back to my channel. Today's project is a fun Christmas gift, but really you could give this any time of year if you were not going to be using Christmas colored vinyl. I am using heat transfer vinyl, or HTV, for most of this project, and then I'm also going to be using some regular vinyl. I'm using my Cricut to cut out my image. This is an SVG from Creative Fabrica, and I will have it linked down below for you guys. And I thought this would be a really fun gift to give. Like I said, if you wanted to give this any time of year, you just wouldn't do it in Christmas colors. So what this is a recipe, a chocolate chip cookie recipe that's on a flour sack towel. I am using the Easy Press from Cricut, which is going to heat this vinyl to your surface. So that's what we're going to be making today. So when you cut your HTV, you need to have the dull side up on your Cricut, or when you're cutting it that way, the shiny side needs to be faced down. I'm using the Easy Press app. It asks you what product, like which type of vinyl you're using on what type of product. The flour sack towel is 100% cotton, so I was double checking that. And you enter that into this app. The Easy Press that I have is Bluetoothed, and so my app goes directly to it. So once I pick everything, you just send that information to your Easy Press, and it tells you exactly what to do. So here is the Easy Press machine that I have. I think it's the 10 by 12 or something like that. And this is the pad that you have underneath to heat it up. So there's also detailed directions on how to do this, because this is my very first time using HTV, which is heat transfer vinyl. So here is my towel. I wasn't even worried about ironing it, because part of the directions is I'm going to heat this for 5 seconds. You press the go button. It tells you how much pressure to push down. Like, it tells you everything. It makes it so easy. Then you hit the next button, it's going to tell you what to do, and then it's going to tell you how long you're going to press the next time. So I heated this up for the 5 seconds. I also have then I have my HTV pieces. Now in my Cricut design space, I ungrouped the file and regrouped each of the colors. So I have 4 separate colors, so I'm going to be doing this in 4 separate steps. So here's the first step. I'm lining it up on my tea towel. I apologize, my head's in the way. Making sure I'm centered up and down, side to side, exactly where I want it on my towel. And then I will do my next step, which is going to be pressing this down for 30 seconds and giving it some firm pressure. So the machine counts down and the app counts down. So I'm going to hold this down, and then once this is done, I'm going to show you again at a different angle so you can see how this machine works. Once this is done, so in between each pressing, before you peel off the release paper, you need to let it cool. One other thing, when you are printing, or when you're going to cut these out on Cricut with heat transfer vinyl, you need to do the mirror image, which it will ask you when you tell the software what products you're using. It'll have you turn mirror on, because you don't add any other backing to this. You just weed it and then you place it down. So you have to have the mirror image. Okay, our first layer is down, and I was so excited. It peeled back great. I put it on my work surface till it was nice and cool, so you saw me kind of flipping it over. And I will be doing that between each layer, but I'm not going to show you on here because I feel like you guys understand. So I'm going to line up my second layer, and then I'm going to heat it again for that other 30 seconds. I don't need to do the 5-second interval, because that's just at the beginning, because you're heating up your blank, which kind of ironed my towel for me. So now that that's cool, I'm going to peel back the release paper, and we have our second layer, which of course I did in red. So the first one was a tan, so like a gingerbread color, then red, and then I'm doing my third one, which is green. I will bring in my last layer because I do want to make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be lined up. So bringing in that last layer kind of helps me do that. And these will stick together, but it's not going to pull the HTV off onto the other release paper, if that makes sense. So I'm making sure side to side and up and down is lined up. And once that is, then I will put it in place. And my son was talking to me, so I was really trying to make sure everything was good. Okay, let's press this again for another 30 seconds. Push the go button. It tells you to have firm pressure, so I am. And then that little thing up at the top is where you keep it so it doesn't get hot on your surface. Now that it's cool, I pull that release paper back. Let's finish with our fourth piece here. Let me know in the comments if you guys have ever played with HTV. Again, like I said, this is my very first time. And I'm not proficient at Cricut or anything. I barely know how to ungroup and group things back together and attach and combine. But I was able to do that on this, which made it a lot of fun. Okay, the final layer is done. How cute is that? I love this so very much. I definitely want to make more of these with other recipes or images. Okay, in my Cricut, I have some regular permanent vinyl in green. I just picked a font in Cricut Design Space and spelled out the word yummy. I want to put that on the wooden spoon. So I am going to kind of burnish that down, and then I will weed off the part that I don't want, and I'm going to weed on my surface. I've been watching some other people that are very proficient, and I think it's a website called Maker's Gonna Learn or something like that, or Maker's Gonna Make, something like that. I think I will list that for you guys. Hopefully I can remember to do that. But they are amazing, and so I learned a lot of my tips from them. So I put my release paper on, and then I'm going to take the backing off. And I want to apply this. I did cut some little slits down the side of the transfer paper in case it was going to bend around the edges. It ended up not, or, bending kind of around the spoon. It didn't, so I didn't really need to do that. And I'm going to put that down, making sure that it's straight. But I think this is so cute on this wooden spoon. I love it. And then using my tool to kind of burnish that down. I'm going to be really careful pulling up just trying to get the right direction. And then pulling back that release paper. I know sometimes if one direction doesn't work, going in the other direction, and for some reason going from the top down seemed to work a bit better. But then we have this spoon that says yummy because I just love food, and chocolate chip cookies are yummy. Then we're going to put this together in a cute little gift wrap. Oh, I do have one more little thing. I'm going to make this little quick paper ornament using the Cricut. So I have some glitter cardstock from Cardstock Warehouse. This is Gold Touch MirriSparkle. I just picked a circle with scallops from Cricut Design Space. I think they were 2-inch circles. I had just cut a bunch of them. So I cut 9. I made 2. I didn't know if I was going to use 2. 9 per ornament. When I'm folding them in half, though, here's the thing. You need to fold them the same. Every single one needs to fold the same. So I just picked where one of the scallops was centered, and I would fold and match that. If you fold them wonky, they're not going to match up to each other. Then I'm just sharpening those edges with my bone folder. And then I can glue these together with some liquid glue. I'll just show you this first one. I thought it would be fun to add a little something extra to the packaging of this cute towel and spoon. You could do this with obviously other recipes, other just images on a towel, a saying on a towel, any of those things. You can give a spatula, you can give a spoon, you could add some hot chocolate packets to this. I mean, you could just do anything. But like I said, this can also be done any time of the year for somebody's birthday or Mother's Day or anything like that. I feel like you can make this work. Now that all of that is adhered together, I don't have it glued together yet. I want to add this twine inside. So I'm going to add a lot of liquid glue in here. You could also probably do some score tape, but I still think I would add liquid glue on top. I did tie it in a knot just to hold it together, and then I can glue those 2 pieces And we have this cute, easy, quick little paper ornament. And doing it out of glitter cardstock is so pretty. I have some wired red ribbon here. I'm just going to loop it through one time. I want to place my spoon in. I don't want my spoon to fall out, so I'm going to tie it in the second loop here. I'm going to add a bell. I got these bells at Dollar Tree. They're so cute. I got them in gold and silver. I'm not sure why I even bought silver ones because I love gold. So I should have just bought 2 packages of gold. I'm going to just put the ribbon through that hole. And this is not going to be a traditional bow. I guess it would be maybe closer to a square knot, essentially. Then we have our ornament. And once I put the ribbon through, I realized my string was a little too long, but I would rather it be too long. So I just trimmed the ribbon at the top and tied a little knot, and you won't even see that when we tie it together. So because I'm not a measurer, I didn't measure ahead of time. That's why I ran into this. But if you are a measurer, then you would be able to figure this out a little bit better. So I will tie this, and then I can wrap that ribbon around. I do love wired ribbon. This I did just buy recently. I know some other projects, I'm like, I have no idea why I have ribbon, but this one was intentional for a purpose for this project specifically. And so, but I do love a good wired ribbon. So let me just trim the excess of that string off. And then I'm going to tie another little knot because I also don't want my bell here to fall off. So I'm going to tie this. That's going to adhere kind of everything together. It's not going to go anywhere. And then of course you want to adjust your ribbon so it looks nice. And I'm going to trim the ends. I want to make sure it's nice and even. I had to run and go grab my fabric scissors. And then we've got these nice, beautiful ends here. And I did open up the side of the ribbon that's kind of wrapped around the towel. So that looks nice and pretty. But let's take a look at this up close. This is a quick and easy gift. It's so much fun. I really had a good time with the HTV. Thank you guys so very much for stopping by and watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.